Hey there, my name's Rick, and today I'm here to talk about how my man PillyPal and Blackmagic Craft has affected my D&D adventures in gaming and my craft situation. So let's get started. Alright, so like I said in the intro there, PillyPal and Blackmagic has really affected the crafting that I do, and I've used a ton of his ideas, and you're going to see those here on my table. I thought the best way to showcase it would be to show the actual stuff that I've made, and I thought about describing it all, but I think most of you that watch his videos, when you see the stuff that I've made, you're going to see all the influences that he had on me. So, and also too, you're going to notice, and PillyPal says it himself a lot, he shouts out to all those guys, DM Scotty, Wylock, Hankrin Fernale, the DMG. Let's see, I think that about covers it, but there's probably some more that I've watched just because PillyPal is sending my way. Let's get started here. I'm just going to give you a little virtual tour. So you can see some of these block items, bridges and stuff like that, obviously, that he's affected. Now, this is one that I really like, the dryer sheet. So in this case, the dryer sheet is serving as some fog here for these skeletons. So, a lot of the tree train, all that kind of stuff. And as you notice, you'll see all the moss and stuff. So there's all kinds of different influences. And that Proxon cutter would really come in handy for making a set of stairs like that. Alright, so as far as making this stuff, now there's all kinds of other tools that PillyPal has recommended, but this is just a few of them, and I'm sure you're going to recognize them. And don't forget, he's got that store now that you can buy that stuff, so I'm going to be heading there pretty soon to get some Mod Podge, because that's one of the things I want to start doing, is coating my creations first with that Mod Podge and black paint. Now, I think you probably recognize where those yurts come from. Now, this is where it started it all for me with PillyPal and Blackmagic Craft. It was the ship. And now me and my kids, we play too, so you might notice there that the bottom jaw of my wolf has been knocked off in some epic battle. But I hot glued the top part of his face back on. And then I searched about $20 stores before I could find the octopus or the kraken arms, tentacles. So, some little things here. This was just kind of one of my own little creations. Just kind of dreamed up, and all that inspiration and creativity that those guys have given. And I really like the detail that PillyPal put in to showing what kind of texturing you can do. And I did notice a bunch of the other guys that had some really cool stuff. Now this right here, this took me a long time. And the inspiration was the modular town gate that PillyPal did. So with that, came up with a bunch of different ideas, and in my game world, which my guys don't know yet, but unfortunately this town gate is the only way through a narrow passageway and an obsidian mountain. So I think if anybody knows what obsidian is, you would not want to cross an obsidian mountain range. So along the eons, I think someone probably carved through there. And this is the only way through. So, and the other thing, PillyPal showed a lot of the modular stuff. You're going to see here, I can kind of take this apart, and you can see some of the details. There must be some kind of mage doing something weird inside of there. Okay, so this building here actually comes apart. So this layer here comes off as well. So you can see how all these things come apart. You can stage whatever you want in there. This portion here, I think I took it off there off camera. This comes off. And then even this section here comes off. So, kind of fun stuff. And that portcullis in the front, it actually raises and lowers. So, that's pretty fun. Not necessary for the game per se, but sometimes for the fun visuals. This was glued on the ceiling, but there must have been an earthquake or something, and that got rid of that. The other thing here, you're going to see this, those tavern tiles. Now, I think PillyPal's version were a little bit thicker, but I actually made my own hot wire cutter over here, and you can see it right here. It's pretty simple, but it's no Proxxon, I can tell you that. So that would be a fine upgrade for sure. So here's our cool little tavern. I don't know, these two guys are discussing how incredibly huge their swords are. And there's a couple nice little barmaids. I'm sure you can tell there a little bit of Wylock action on the cardstock minis. So, and then, you know, I learned a lot of the dry brush and different, you know, techniques for painting through these guys. Oh, I think you probably recognize that right there. So, those spider eggs. My group had a blast with that. They had a ton of fun. And you know, really what I've been looking forward to also is the DMs that are kind of giving their tutorials on their game. Not so much showing the gameplay, but, you know, describing what happened and how they handled all the mechanics and all the different things that went on in their game. I mean, that stuff is golden, because, you know, it takes a lot of time to read all the different books and experience all the different things that a DM can draw from. And when you hear their experiences, it really kind of helps me to throw that imagination in some of my gaming. So, alright, so this is a project that's in process. Now, the Sinister Chapel that Billy Powell did was the inspiration for this. Now, I changed it up just a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I just kind of threw in kind of what I was comfortable with. And so far, I'm really loving it. I wish I had that Mod Podge now so I could coat it in that. And then it just comes off of here. So in this one here, I decided I was going to try to kind of throw in the base underneath it instead of making tiles for it. But it'll just pop off. And then his stained glass idea, I love that. But with the materials I had, I kind of came up with this. So this is basically just transparency film. And then I printed it once on the transparency film. And I'm going to go over it with just like a magic marker to show the metalwork. And then to really make it pop, I'm going to place it over the image. And then also have a light inside like Pilly Pal did. And that's going to really show up. And then some of the foam stuff, you know, with Pilly Pal working with that pink foam, oh my gosh. This stuff is unbelievable. And you can do cool stuff like this. So like the fissure here, you know, these guys can cross thinking, oh yeah, you know, we'll attack the ice giant, and if it goes bad, we'll run away. Well, you know, ice giant throws down his massive weapon and causes the earth to shake, and next thing you know, there's a giant fissure right here, and these guys can't get back across. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'm going to enjoy the 10 extra points that this gives me on the contest. And Pilly Pal, I want to thank you personally. I've been wanting to do something like this to show all you guys that have influenced my crafting, and you know, the crafting is just a blast. I mean, it's something that I really enjoy, and I love the personalities that you guys have. I love hearing your personal stories. I love seeing how you can take ordinary stuff, I mean, just things that, you know, and repurpose them and come up with new stuff and new ways to do things. And well, because, you know, that it shares the love, and everybody all of a sudden, you know, everybody doesn't have to be a genius when it comes to picking up all kinds of new, fresh ideas and stuff like that. I mean, it's fun to do that, but sometimes that can take so much of your time up. And when you can get a jump start on some of this stuff by watching the videos that these guys are putting out, you can get just straight to having the fun and making the crafts. You know, for most of us that have very busy lives, and I know myself, I eke out what time I can because my family life keeps me pretty busy. But yeah, you guys have definitely made a huge influence, and it's been a lot of fun. Alright, I'm signing out. Thanks again. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. And I'll be looking forward to seeing that Proxxon cutter come in the mail. So, thank you.